Howdy, y'all. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. A little sleepy, need some coffee. But other than that, I'm good.
You're a
Here's your
little sleepy. And
factual
what did you
for the
say?
day. Go ahead. Say it again. Josie.
Oh, I said I need a little coffee, but otherwise I'm fine.
Oh, coffee. I thought you said I'm sleepy and crappy. I'm like, oh.
Oh, no, coffee.
Well, that
Sorry.
is synonymous without coffee.
Aha.
Crappy
Says the
is
coffee
synonymous.
snob guy.
Without coffee, crappy. Without coffee, crappy. Without coffee,
Yes.
crappy. They sound alike.
Yeah, they kind of did. Well, they did at that moment, and I'm sleepy too.
So here's your tidbit of information you never thought you'd ever need to know, and you'll probably never need to know it. But
Most
there's
excellent.
20,
I am on the edge
there's,
of my seat. What?
I'm sure there are 22 tires on an Airbus A380. And they
Wow.
lose 30 pounds of rubber every time they land. They burn
Yikes.
off
So how
30,
frequently do
30
they have to
pounds
be?
of rubber.
So that how frequently do they have to be changed out then?
Chad would have to know that. You're muted.
Huh.
You're going, I'm not going.
They're super thick tires. I think we got like 100 and something ply on those things, and they're inflated to like 230 psi with nitrogen. They're pretty tough tires.
I would hope so.
Oh, I've had
Wow.
some bad landings.
Me too.
Well,
So,
yeah.
so the real
I've been
question
flying a little
is,
bit more. Oh.
the real question is, and I just don't even understand why nobody's done this. Why don't they have, a magnetic auto spin that rolls those tires before the plane lands to stop that immediate burn off?
Wait, it's going to be inefficient. It's going to cost more fuel to carry that around with weight than it will save in the tires of it.
Oh man, he was right on that with you.
I already know.
Wow.
You think the mag roll on a gyro spun tire, just a quick activate gyro spin tire, you think the weight of that additional is going to cost more than replacing the tires?
I do, and I think they probably have a service contract, so it's not like a per tire wear, it's just a setup. We have it like that with brakes. So they're like, use the brakes over the reverse. It costs more fuel. We can replace the brakes as much as we want.
Huh.
And so the service time, the downtime, they're not like pulling it into a pit stop in between flights and changing tires.
If they need it occasionally, sometimes like if we write one up, they'll usually just send you on your way. If you can have ply showing with several layers. But I've seen them replace tires at the gate quite a few times. They just got a little jack. Passengers don't even know it.
Wow.
It's a big jack.
Amazing.
Fun stuff. I went flying yesterday.
Oh,
Did ya?
yeah. I have pictures.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's
Yeah.
fun. My friend and neighbor has a RV10. It's a little four-person
yeah.
airplane.
Yeah, I proposed to Josie in an RV10.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
over Lake Whitney.
Super fun airplane, man. Those things are a little
Yeah,
fast. They're fun.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
This guy has it all decked out.
Yeah, my neighbor just bought this. He's an American pilot. It's got all kinds of cool stuff in it. It's a nice
Yeah,
airplane.
this guy built his. So this this EAA group that I belonged to when I lived up in the Waco area, full of the hangar was just full of planes mechanics and pilots were putting together.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, all the way down to every single rivet. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, like the guy who built it glassed everything over and like covered any holes where hinges were or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's real sleek, and then the rivets are all flush. It was a really cool airplane. It was fun to go fly.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get a RV10 kit in several stages, depending on how much work you want to do on your own. You can get them in several stages and build them right in your garage.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all home built. You can have them half built, but
Yeah,
there's certain
half built.
pieces of it that they will not build. Otherwise, they will
Right.
fall outside the regulations for.
Right. For an RV.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just stop boring everybody with airplanes. But
And it's actually pretty cool because it could be on our not so near future agenda.
dude, I want to buy an airplane. So when we all get rich as big dogs, let's buy airplanes.
There you go.
I'll be the flight attendant.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. 5 people I know have.
I'll be the passenger.
We go look at real estate a lot quicker that way. So, all right, I got a little Monday morning motivation for everybody. I think we're already recording.
You never stopped it.
Yeah, Frank and Mara didn't make it, but get this show on the road.
It'd be hilarious if her last name was Muth. Or her first name was Muth.
For what?
And then it'd be Frankenmuth.
Oh. You guys see my screen here?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
When you're growing in a business, it's very painful. When you're stagnating in a business and you're plateaued and you don't know what to do, it's very painful. When you're declining and you also don't know what to do, it's very painful. And so that means that all conditions of reality are painful. And so if pain is a prerequisite for reality, then it means it's just a signal that we are alive. And so in thinking about that, rather than pain is a problem, it is a signal that I'm breathing, and then becomes irrelevant. You know, in the beginning, you're like, I feel bad. And then you think that that should weigh on the decision of whether you do the thing that you're supposed to do. And then you start realizing that you can do the thing even though you don't feel good about it. And you start hypertrophying it. But I think the ultimate version of the hypertrophy, when the muscle becomes a tendon or it just becomes fused, is when you don't even consider how you feel. It's just not a thought. You just do it. Cheap.
So I thought that was perfect right now for what's going on with us. Damn it. And I found myself just like starting to dig in and do stuff where it was before I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. So we're getting in more into time blocking, trying to bring more accountability here today and define that and do some steps to move forward. That's what I thought I'd kind of bring to you guys today. And these always hit home for me. But if last week we did the suit review or the SWOT review, and the next step after that we're doing on our end is a sweet spot review. So the sweet spot review is designed to push back your biggest limiting factor. And what we've done, I put together a worksheet if you guys want this, but you sit down and you brainstorm, what is the single most limiting factor that we have? And so, like, for example, if you don't have enough leads, you need more leads, because 2 of the biggest problems businesses face is not enough leads or conversions. But like us, we have a ton of leads, we're not getting the conversions, so we're focusing on sales. But we replaced a cold caller too to improve our sales team. So when you sit down, you brainstorm like 20 of your biggest limiting factors, come up with a ton of ideas. And I put a sheet in the workspace for this. But the point of it is brainstorm, write down everything you can think of that's going to remove that limiting factor. And then you go through it and you label it with either low-hanging fruit. And low-hanging fruit is an idea that you're very confident that's going to propel you forward and be successful in your business. So label everything with an LH. And we went down that same list and labeled everything with an HR for home run. Home run is like if you do it right and everything goes smooth, it's just going to knock it out of the park and you're going to have a huge victory. So when you go through everything and you find out what's your biggest limiting factor, the things that are the home runs and low-hanging fruit, that's where we're focusing. So we found 3 things for our next quarter to focus on with that. And that's kind of what I wanted to give you guys today, which goes into time blocking that we're focusing on. So I got maybe for next week another worksheet, and this should all play right into the 1-page quarterly action plan that I've been talking about. And I wanted to bring this because it's not only what we're doing and what we're learning, but it'll bring more accountability. And the whole premise behind this was accountability. I just wasn't sure how to bring it very well or how to measure it, but the end goal is to have a quarterly 1-page sheet action plan for everybody in our company, and then have weekly KPIs like we were talking about before. So I thought I'd try to help introduce this all to this group, take it or leave what you want, but give you guys some exercises that we're working on and some worksheets, and we can go from there and bring it into ACT and have some KPIs that we're going to put together based on SMART goals, and kind of just keep moving this theme forward to where it's more concrete and better accountability. And if you guys would like, I'll drop this in the chat too, and we can email it to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please email. For some reason, I have such a hard time getting stuff out of the chat. I do not know why.
Okay. We can do both. I'm always terrible at, where are my damn permissions? There. There we go. Cool. So I'll show you what I'm gonna drop in here.
That's a decline.
Yeah, this is our sweet spot.
Mhm.
I just put this together, me and ChatGPT right for this, but so again, it's kind of the instructions I found or went through. Just find your biggest limiting factor. Here's where you guys can all brainstorm, low hanging fruit, home run, and then highlight the ideas. And we came up with 3, do whatever there, but once you do this, you can expand it depending on how big your team is. But so it gives you your tactic, who, what, by when, and status of it. So, but it's a kind of a progression I have in my mind to bring here for everybody. With that said, I'll drop it in the chat, and if you guys want to go through,
Reiterate what you are defining as sweet spot.
it's the best way to get rid of your limiting factor based on what you're going through and brainstorming. So like right now, what's our biggest limiting factor?
Oh. I know we're getting a lot of calls and sometimes we're missing them.
Our
Or if we're
conversions,
busy,
our
yeah,
conversions. We have no problem with lead flow.
Mhm.
That's fine. We're having problem with lead conversions, which are going up, but we started focusing in on follow-up. Yeah, that's where
There'd be an intercessory in there. You've got lead conversion, or excuse me, you've got you've got inbound calls, and then you have reception, and then you have conversion. So the reception is actually your failure point. How are you transitioning from inbound to conversion? You have to do that through reception. So you don't have a process of intake that's handling the intake. So when that phone rings, you need something that handles, or someone that handles the intake.
that's us.
Mhm.
Well,
I was
with,
gonna say, VA's
if
doing
that's
that
the
or not.
problem, you might need to have a call center that answers just inbound calls and converts them into follow-up. So if that's where your holdup is, define the I would think in our industry, any inbound call probably has a very high potential for conversion.
Yes, definitely.
Somebody is already in a position where they need help. They are making a choice to act on their need for help by calling.
Lead you can get, right?
Mhm.
So you're probably definitely above 50%, probably closer to 70 or 75% potential for generating a contract for somebody who makes a phone call in. Whereas you're probably down to 3 to 5% at the highest for a call out. So I would say that if the inbound call is a struggle, I would assign that to a completely just a business that doesn't even have to be necessarily focused on what we do, but they are an intake reception for your calls. And there's thousands of those companies. They answer the call, the call came in on a particular number, it activates a series of questions in their call script in their CRM automatically. They fill out those questions and answers, and then they say, okay, great, I've got it. Chad and Jen will be back with you in just a minute. I'll be notifying them immediately that you called in. Please make sure you watch for a number from this area code.
So tell me what you think about this then. We did try that briefly, but we didn't have the volume yet. And they are good. There's good professional call centers with scripts, like you said. We were happy with it. What we're doing to get the phone ring is we hired better cold callers, and like immediately it was a huge result. So what we're trying to convert them ourselves and keep learning closes ourselves. And we're starting to get like too busy to follow up. So now we're gonna need help soon with reception and follow up. We started pushing more for the end goal, like calls to action or different questions, and the way we talk to sellers based on other big dogs helping us out that are more advanced. And we started sending out more contracts too. So it's working. We just need like a better lead scoring system right now to say these are like the big follow-up ones and the KPIs. So we're getting there, but we're not quite there, you know? So we also have a cool marketing thing we're coming up with. It's probably too long to go over in this call.
But I'm hoping that will help, because we're talking to these people, and you know, we're getting them to kind of trust us and build rapport. Then after that call, they're not answering our calls, answering our emails. And so it's like there's some disconnect, that it's like we seem to connect, but then after that we lose them.
Well, we're developing our skills as salespeople too along the way. That helps a lot.
Yeah, most of them. Are you asking them, are you giving them a scoring system to answer themselves?
Well, we're trying to
measure
come up with a better system.
Well, the question would be, are you asking them a specific question? If you had a contract in your hand today and we were able to make this thing close within 7 days, how willing are you to, or how much, what is your, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your measure for saying, I'm ready to make this happen? How desperate are you to get this done in 7 days? And you're challenging them to answer the question of desperation. People do things when they're desperate. I've been needing to buy a truck for 4 years. People do things when they're desperate.
Yeah. That's
so,
what we want right?
Yeah, you want the people who are in distress and are actively desperate to make that thing happen, because those are the people we can serve the best.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, when we got our last contract signed, it's playing in exactly what you're saying. And I started asking her questions like, what's most important to you? Would you rather, because she could have done it looked like a good wrap or cash. So my questions were, would you rather repair your credit, or would you rather just get this done quickly and get the cash? And she's like, I'm 81. I don't care about my credit. I just want to get it done. So, and then we went into like a reasonableness test, basically. What are you looking to get out of this? And she was reasonable. She wanted like $5,000 to help her find a new apartment and just transition. So we're like, yeah, we can give you a few months in an apartment and kind of help you look for one and then pay for a move. She's like, okay, perfect.
But now she's starting to back out.
It's a complicated
that's different,
BS
but
deal, but it worked
lot
to
going
get the close and the contract signed up.
So, yeah, if they're that becomes another sweet spot to solve, if you want to consider it that. It's just another rejection point along the way that you have to figure out how to get around. But in the initial question of if you're considering a sweet spot being a place that you have to hurdle or a struggle point that you have to hurdle, something that you're not successfully hurdling on your own, it's becoming a barrier to the next level of success or a loss point. Then in the consideration of your reception, I would be focused on the reception piece, because once reception brings in information, you can handle the discernment of that individual probably much quicker than you could if you had to spend 20 minutes on the phone with them and missed 5 calls. I'd rather have 5 people who can answer telephone calls, get the documentation in. You can do a 30-second evaluation of calls and call back the most immediate ones first. And I'd rather have that outbound call at my discretion versus the missing of the inbound calls, because I was on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. My thoughts right now are, instead of hiring a call center, find guys from ACT, girls, people from ACT meeting, and share leads like
Yeah.
this. If we have enough volume, I'd rather just have other people help us out that are big dogs. And
It could be a training effort, especially with VoIP as a solution, UCAS as a solution. Inbound calls could go to Lisa could receive inbound calls and do the discernment, do the reception piece, as well as gain training along the way. So it's a win-win situation in the process. And you could have a couple of people who are answering inbound calls all day, or specified times during the day. And
Yeah,
then
we do.
they'd be learning the process and being able to commit to memory the question and answer process. So
We've had fun learning objections lately. I have a recording of one that totally failed, and then a recording of one that did good. You guys want to hear the fail?
Oh, certainly. You've got such a big smile on your face.
is that
funny.
the one you shared last? Is that the one you shared last week?
No, this is a different one.
No,
I'm
this
like,
happens last week.
this is perfect to share with the group on like what not to do. Let me see. You guys,
And
can you hear this?
and what's the
Yes.
basis for this?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. This is just chat.
This is Chad.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
returning a phone call. How can I help you?
Yeah, sorry, I keep stumbling over you. If we're calling, there's a notice of sale with your phone number on a property.
No, it's no longer for sale.
No, not for sale. I mean, there's a notice of sale, like it's going into foreclosure.
No, not anymore. Thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome. If you say not anymore, you've already got it taken care of? Like, did you get
Yes.
a TRO
Yes.
or
It's taken care of. Thank you.
Like you're so unsure of yourself.
Yeah, it's like,
What?
but then I did another one for that. I would not shut up. He calls me, he's cussing me out. He's just insulting the hell out of me. And then I can't get the guy off the phone for like 40 minutes because I broke through that.
So I don't see that first call as a failure. I mean, if the if the person comes back and says that it's already taken care of, it's not like you're trying to sell through a problem that's already taken care of.
Just trying to tell you what they did, right? What have you done so far?
Because
Well,
they may have the inevitable.
could be, or it's already taken care of.
Yeah,
And
but you don't
they
know
solved it. Say that again, your mic broke out.
that you don't know until you dig, because a lot of the taken care of means they got an attorney and they're just going to kick the ball down the road and they don't know the solution.
Or they're waiting on
Yeah.
a loan application that's ultimately gonna get denied.
Yeah.
But they're like, you know
Right.
what? Yeah. So we've dealt with a lot of different things, and so we're starting to get better about overcoming objections.
Yeah. Kyle, do you guys have to jump off in 5 minutes?
I don't. I have about another 15 minutes available. Josie probably does here soon.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have a 9 o'clock, but I usually just turn the volume down, take my 9 o'clock because they're super short. They're just stand-ups. So
Oh, fantastic.
Well, I was
She
just
sits
looking at
down during them, but she's rebellious.
sit down during the stand up.
Rebel. So I had a thought about that objection that you just shared. I have no idea if this would, but maybe to ask the question like, or say, like, that's really great. And we're in the service, we're in the business of helping other people. And so, I mean, could you just share with us how, what steps you've taken so far? Because we're continuously learning about different ways to help.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Not a bad
But
idea.
yeah,
It's a open-ended question that's targeted. I like it.
They tell you, because you asked her if she has a TRO. Who knows if she even knew what that meant?
Right.
Oh, yes, I'm sure she didn't know what that meant. No, there's no way.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so, just say, that's great. That's great. Like Phil would do. That's great. I really, really, really want to buy your house, but I'm really happy that you've got it settled. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, it's so easy to tell you this as, we're sitting here calmly, but I'm just like thinking like it's the ask for help of educating.
Mhm.
So I don't know, just thought.
It's like you got to go over it and over and over it, like practice it, right? Because when you hear it in the moment, it's gone and you screwed it up and like, damn it. But then you do that a few times and you don't screw it up, and the next time, it's like hitting baseballs again.
Yeah. So
I've been doing that in text a lot of times when people say they have it taken care of. And when people actually do tell me what they're doing, I try to keep that friendly rapport and tell them, like, if it doesn't work out, let us know. And I've had a lot of responses several days later or a week that's like, oh, this didn't work out. And so that's been working really well, even if they do have it taken care of.
It's been really good.
Yeah.
And then she's like apprehensive about too much follow-up. I'm like, everybody, our competition's doing it. Our coaches tell us, like, make them tell you to quit. That's where I want to take it to. And a lot of times they don't tell you to quit, though. They need the help.
Yeah, I feel like there's a fine line because there's so many other people, especially with the lady that we have under contract right now. She's so overwhelmed because so many people contact her and she can't keep everyone straight. That's why we tell her,
Yeah.
like, bring the phone.
She's a bit nutty, too.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
going into foreclosure.
A lot. How do I attach this thing?
Share it.
Yeah, I was trying. I'm trying to uplink a PDF and
Can you drag and drop?
maybe.
So
Wonder if that works.
go to the file and then drag it. But have see if you can drag it.
Maybe. Nope. Oh, unable to send.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait.
I'll just email it to you guys.
You're the admin?
Yeah, I am. I blocked myself, I guess.
Actually, no, I think
We'll figure it out later. I'll just email it to you guys. It'll be easier. I got a worksheet for the time blocking too put together. I wanted to get into that next week. That'll be cool. That started a few years ago here in Brandon Turner Talk, saying this is how I went from 30 units to 13,000 in 5 years. So for several years, I've been really trying to drill down on that. We finally got it put together into the system. So that'll be coming soon.
I was just going to share, my conversion rate's really, I mean, it's doing pretty well with the number of contracts we're getting, but my conversion rate on dispoing them is the problem. So I was just going to share, I'm exploring partnership with a new company. I mean, I've tried Fazio, I've tried the Jensen Brothers, I've tried New Western, so it's the Texas market is basically what they're saying. These guys are in Pennsylvania and they do it all over the country, and it's called Rise. So I will let you guys know how that goes. But they have a stair step approach, somewhat like Fazio does. But I'll let you know. But their philosophy that I've learned from them, they're very open about what they're doing. And I don't know if I just missed this from other dispo, so I just want to throw this out here before we end. And that's they get the inspection done right from the get-go. And then if it's not moving at the price that we negotiated, they will go to their investors and lower the price, period, without consulting us to get that actual offer. And then they're going and presenting it and winning them to the homeowners. Because something's better than nothing. We hear that all the time. So that's kind of their philosophy and what they're doing. So I just thought I would share that strategy for Dispo. I didn't know if anyone's come across that.
We could
I
use
was
that
actually
right
going to, I was actually going to ask you if you were doing that already.
No, I
Because
didn't even know that. I thought you get it under contract, and I thought that was the price that you got. But they're like going and finding those investors. So if you come, let's say you got 150,000, you come with 140,000, they're more likely going to take it.
yeah, so at the end of the day, if I'm a grocery store and I bring 100,000 cartons of eggs in on Monday, and cartons of eggs last for 7 days in our refrigerator, and I sell 50,000 cartons of eggs by Sunday, and I have another 100,000 of cartons of eggs coming in on Monday again. Now I have 100,000 cartons of eggs extra surplus based on what I sold last week. So either my price is too high for eggs, or my consumption rate for eggs in total is too low for the number of eggs that I purchased.
Right.
So
I completely get that. Yeah.
when I'm
Strategy.
looking
I
at
just didn't
that
apply it to home.
perspective, yep, when I'm looking at that perspective, I don't care what the market is selling a house for if I'm waiting 30 days. My goal is inventory rollover. I want to roll over 100% of my inventory in a specified amount of time. Because the more inventory I can roll over, the more volume I can complete, the higher margins I'm going to make in total. If I have to wait even an extra 15 days potentially, now I'm out the mortgage and the insurance and everything else I have to carry forward on the house. So it's better to, in addition, I can't use the money I made for whatever money I would have made had I short sailed it a little bit, had I taken off of market rate minus 10% or whatever. If I sell it quicker, I can reinvest earlier. And so I have to look at all of the variables in my SWOT analysis of sticking to my guns on price versus getting my inventory rolled over. So if I find a deal at Dell, as an example, on like Dell runs sales, and then they'll run the same sale for partners with an extra discount. And so when I notice Dell partner sales come in, and I can make an extra 15% on a server sale, I might buy 10 of those servers all at once and then sell them to clients at a 7.5% discount and make 7.5 on 10 server sales that I would not have made any other way because the clients weren't ready to purchase. So it's a numbers game and an inventory game. I don't have to get greedy in the process. I just want my inventory to roll over every single month. I get 10 in, I want 10 out. I make a little more on the next ones, a little less on the next ones. Fine, I'm making. And I'm just going to roll my inventory every month.
How do we apply this to foreclosures?
Well, at the end of the day, you've got a dispo at the end of that foreclosure. And if you're conceptualizing a $500,000 asset that you're going to, in the numbers we normally do at 30% and 50,000 for rehab, it's a $300,000 house. So my 30% would have been 150K. What's 120K to you? What's 110K to you? $110,000 is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
So if I take 110 on that house, who cares if I didn't take 150? Let the buyer benefit from that and let their next buyer benefit from that. I don't care. I got $110,000 and I'm reinvesting that 110 in the next 3 houses I'm going to buy with that money. But I did it in 7 days instead of 30 days. So now I have 20 days of usable cash that would have been stuck up and held up in a house. Yeah, just better to get rid of it quicker.
Yeah.
So what I did on my point of view, Chad, to kind of answer your question simpler maybe, is that I did a 65-cent deal. Like when I do my math, I look at doing a 65-cent deal, so I'll have that leverage to play with. So that's my solution in knowing what my bottom line is. You know, my initial offer may still be that 70, but that range helps me by just going down 5% to make up that difference on this ones I'm working this week is what how I've applied it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like what's that baseball book Buffett talks about? It's like the art of the strike or something. And it's basically you're narrowing
I wouldn't
down.
listen to that.
Tons of home
Baseball.
runs.
You lost me at baseball.
The point of it, though, is for business. That he only strikes at the ones that he knows are going to be home runs, and that's what Buffett says. He only strikes the ones that mean home runs. And for you, you're like finding the box on what fits, right? So that's like your home run box. So you swing on all the home runs every time you see them.
Yeah. So that's how I've just applied it now after talking to him last week, is that I've looked at my range and making sure that there's room in there a little bit. But the thing that I questioned, I was like, so what if they owe that, amount on the house and they just want to break even? What does that look like? And like, oh yeah, we take that into consideration too. Well, how do you take that into consideration if you're going out and offering them less than what they owe? Who's going to make up that difference?
This is
I don't
still
know.
rough.
I'm gonna learn. I'll learn.
Yeah. We need something here. A house we got down the street under contract. If we sell it, we'll get paid. We got nothing in it, and we can't move the thing. We bought it. We have it under contract at like for a reverse mortgage, 70% ARV. It's just a cosmetic flip, basically. But
It's a little more than that.
yeah, it's like it's not in bad shape though,
Mm-mm.
and it's just the market's so slow here. The market's decreased. It's gone downhill over the last year in
Well,
Jacksonville.
and that's what he was just saying. He basically he's in Pennsylvania, and he was like, "You need to switch your market." I mean, that's what I mean. Dallas area, Austin area. He said Texas is just not moving like it was 6 months ago, and he said you need to change your focus. And so he's going to give me some ideas on that. I know you look at months of inventory and days on market and do the analysis in different areas. But I was like, I've asked Chat to do that, but I don't know if I'm ready to go outside Texas, but
I'm not sure
I
you're gonna.
might have to be.
We're like right at the peak of what I think is going to be a huge rate cut cycle and devaluation of the dollar. So real estate's going to be fantastic, and we just got a quarter point lower, which more to come. I think that should help the inventory come down.
Yeah, I haven't been in any calls with anyone talking on the big dogs. If I've missed anything, let me know. But I've been just reading my own reports and looking at the market and interest rates and some predictions. But Shanoa usually does a good job of covering that. Has she done that in the last couple of weeks?
We missed this last week. I've been in touch a lot. I read a lot on, and I have another coach and whatnot, but we were talking about how we're looking at stagflation right now. And like the only answers to stagflation is real estate, gold, and maybe now Bitcoin. So we're in the perfect spot to battle inflation right now. The jobs report has been horrendous. If you saw that, it was almost 1 million jobs less, like 900 something thousand jobs less. So Powell's finally lowering the interest rate, even though inflation's coming up. So we're looking at a crappy job market, yay, with increasing inflation and decreasing rates now. It's looking to me like they're going for basically what was Plan B for President Reagan. At the time, they took their Plan A was raise interest rates and put the brakes on the economy. They created a big recession, but they fixed inflation. There's another answer is just to let inflation run and have full employment and no interest, so the economy keeps producing. And I think that's what we're about to see. But then it's going to reset the dollar. I think there's going to be a lot of loss in value coming. So
It's a lot.
Yeah.
6 months now. I'm hitting my 6 month part, in real estate, and it is not a game of consistency and routine, that's for sure.
But we keep showing up and driving it home a little bit more every week. I think there's probably a lot of people quit right where we're at right now.
I think so. Yeah. I think, especially if you're doing it, part-time, I think I've talked to a lot of people that joined kind of the same time I did, and they're not active at all. And I just was like, oh my God, how can you spend this much money and not continue to push at it? I don't know. That's crazy. It's crazy to me. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing it's like anything else with big dogs. Most people won't take the action that it really takes to get it done. Or that they'll get there halfway and quit, I think.
Or just enough with supplemental income. I don't know. I didn't join to be supplemental income.
Mhm.
That's what I'm having to do on the weekends.
Yeah. And we're trying to systematize
Mhm.
out our new jobs that we created for ourselves into, actual company with repeatable processes and employees that work for us. That's the end goal.
Yeah. Definitely. That's
I can stop recording this now, I think we just threw a